Hey, I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again today with another G.I. Joe toy review for you. Today we're taking a look at the Dragonhawk XH1 from the Rise of Cobra line. This came out in 2009 and is essentially the updated version of the Dragonfly helicopter. It comes complete with Wild Bill as well. And it's a pretty cool looking little box set. It's the, I guess, alpha line of the Rise of Cobra vehicle set. So it's nice compact little size. Looks pretty cool. And we'll go ahead and open this box up and assemble everything for you and take a look at it and review it for you. So stick with us. So today we are taking a look at the G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra Dragonhawk XH1. You can see from the box it comes with Wild Bill, has some really cool features, and this did come out in 2000 and, see if I can find it here, 2009. Pretty cool looking. Got Wild Bill's file card here on the back, or the bottom, I guess you could say. Top, one of the sides, and the other side here. So, pretty cool. Instead of a big long introductory thing, we're just going to jump right into this thing and get it unboxed for y'all. There are a couple of bugs floating around here today for some reason, so we'll try to ignore them as much as possible, and hopefully they won't get in here and do too much damage, but I don't know what they're doing. I guess the lights are attracting them tonight, so. Anyways, we'll go ahead and unbox this thing. So we've got some tape on the sides here. Go ahead and just slice that tape off of there. Little tab thing right here we pop off. Start unfolding this thing. And everything should slide mostly right out. There we go. We've got the sticker sheet in here somewhere. There we are. Cool sticker sheet. Everything else is recycling material now. So, sticker sheet, as you can see. I'll try to get a closer scan of that here in a little while. We've got the instruction book here. Seems to be pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot of things you got to do to it. Most of it's pre-assembled. We've got a little bit of tape on the box here, so we'll go ahead and slice that off as well. And we'll slice the tape holding the figure in. And Wild Bill should just pop right out of here. Like so. We'll set him to the side and check on him in a few minutes. And we've got this little side compartment here. It houses all of the cool accessories and everything like that. So, cut that off. Set that down. Flip this thing over to its back, and we'll take out our wire cutters. and cut these zip tie things. I don't really feel like untwisting them. Perfect. Flip it back over, unfurl all the cardboard. This thing should just lift right out pretty much. All the packaging is done now. Slide this stuff to the side. So we've got the base unit here, the tail section, the accessory packet, the figure, the instructions, and the cool looking stickers. So that's everything that's in the box. We'll zoom in a little closer here and work on putting this thing together real quick. We're going to go ahead and unbag the accessories here. It is taped together with a single strand of tape. And we'll just dump all this stuff out and see what we've got here. Got a really cool looking missile. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Kind of plain looking, but missiles are missiles, I guess. But we've got 4 of them anyways. And we've got the rotor blades. There are 4 of them as well. They are all the same. It's pretty nice detail work on them. And we've got these little hatch covers. Two of them. They are opposites of one another, so cool. And we've got these little fins here. Have some nice detail work in them as well. Nothing too crazy. We got 2 of those as well, so that's the accessory kit. Step 1 is to attach the wings, engine covers, and tail section. And it doesn't really matter what order you go in, so we'll just do it as we go through it. But here is the actual main section. Some really nice detail work on this thing. It is a little small, but still cool detail work. We will start with the wings. So they have these things set to actually angle forward. So they'll look like this going on there as opposed to that other way. So each of these just snaps into the section here. And the lucky thing is you can't put them in the wrong way, because if you'll look closely, there's a little groove right there, or a indentation, and then on the actual wings themselves, if we can see that, there is a little groove right there in the side. So just line that up, line the pegs up with the peg holes inside here. You can see that hopefully, and just snaps in place. Just like that. We'll flip it around and do the other side as well. Again, line your little bitty groove right there up with the groove on the side there, and just press it into place. It kind of just goes in there real easy, like, actually, and it won't doesn't actually snap in place. So this particular one comes out rather easily. The other side is in there pretty stable, but this one's pretty loose. But there we go, there's the wings on it anyways. The engine covers themselves, they're these two little green pieces. There's one for each side, and the way it shows on the drawing itself is to find these two open grooves, and they will be facing forward. So we'll put that one on this side, and this one will flip around here to this side. Your engines are right here in the gray, and there are two little tab holes in the top of it, and a little tabby thing there. So just line your tabs up and just snap that in place, and it fits pretty easily. We'll swing it around and do the same thing for the other side. Slide those in the slots, press down until it snaps. You may have to press in on it to get it to lock in place, but that's pretty much all there is to it. Then we have the tail section. And the actual tail section itself is pretty cool looking. It's got the spinning rotor blade on it, and that's pretty much it. A wheel that does not spin. And if you've ever put together one of the Sky Strikers or anything like that recently, this works the same way. You've got a hole in the back right here. Just line that up with it. Make sure that the wheel itself is facing down, and just press in until it snaps, and there you go. And now it sits straight and will roll. The two front wheels are rolling wheels. The rear one is just molded plastic, but it still does roll, so we got that much going for us at least anyways. Step 2 is to attach the rotors. So again, we've got 4 of these, and they will fit into this rotor blade section here that spins. Pretty nice looking. There is a top and a bottom, but that's really about all you got to worry with. So if you're doing it that way, you'll look at the actual rotors themselves, and you'll notice the tips of them angled down. Well, the angle, and then that's actually going to be pointing down. So you will line that up with one of these openings here and just kind of press it in place. Let's see how this works. And just give it a good push up in there. And that's pretty much it. That doesn't look right. That's as far as it goes. There we go. Snap it in place. So got to push up on it a little bit and then give it some force, and it locks into place. So let's see if I can zoom in on this last one to show you a little bit better. Alright, that looks pretty good. So take the tip of it. You'll see there's this little notch thing here. So you'll need to angle the actual blade itself down to get it to go and fit inside of there. So you angle it down and press up on it to get it to go in that far. And then you kind of have to press up. I'm getting in the light, I'm sure, so sorry about that, but you kind of just press up on it and in, and it should clear the rest of the way there, and it locks into place like that. So, and if you are successful, it should just look like this. And then the little rotor things spin. They don't make a sound like that, that's me, but still, you can make it make a sound if you want. Whatever sound you want it to make. It does spin really well though, so that's good. Till it gets to the end and starts wobbling. Very cool. Our next step is to extend the missile bays as shown. Load missiles into launchers. Press buttons to fire. So that's where our 4 missiles come into play at. And this thing has a fairly interesting little firing mechanism here. To get it to release the rocket launchers, you actually have to pull back like that on this little piece connecting to the tail section. And as you notice, these things just pop out of the sides. So press in on them to kind of lock them in place. And then they snap out when you pull this piece back. It's got a little spring action thing going on there. So show you that one more time from, I guess, this angle. Just grab these 2 pieces, pull back, and voila, those things pop out. And I don't know how I can get light here enough to show you, but there are 2 missile bays here for each of these. You just kind of drop them in the slot and press back until you hear a click. It's a light click, but it is a click. And you're locked and loaded. To fire them, there is this little button on the side. They do fire one at a time. On the back of this thing is the actual firing mechanism. You just press in on that little button right there. Let's see if I can get this turned around. Press in on that button right there. And they both fired at the same time there. So depending on how hard you press that button will determine how many fire. So you can get them both to fire at the same time. Or press towards the top to fire the top one, and then press again to fire the second one. So, pretty cool. I have a feeling that a lot of these missiles may get lost because it does have a pretty good range. Fairly accurate little spring mechanism in there, and it has a bit of power, so yeah, don't lose these things. But that's pretty much it for the missiles. And that's pretty much it for the actual thing itself. The canopy does open. It opens the entire way there. And the character figure sits right inside here. Not a lot of detail work in here, but some. So, it's not bad looking. I do like this kind of clear green thing here, and it just snaps back in place there, so that's pretty cool. The figure we have here is Wild Bill, and he does come in the traditional green boxy thing here. He's held in place by these plastic bands here, so we're going to go ahead and just cut them off real quick. And then he should just lift right out of there. I'll leave them in the packaging and toss that to the side for recycling. And zoom in a little bit here on the figure and take a look at him. Maybe not that much. How about there? So, the sculpt on this thing is pretty much the same as we've seen in the past. Slightly different decorations for the more movie-friendly version, I guess you could say. He's got a very cool vest on. He's got his hat. They have taken his pistols and the holsters off, but they kind of left the little tab things here still. So he doesn't actually come with any accessories, which is a shame, but he's a pilot, so I guess it's fine for that. His hat is whoops, I just popped his head off. So he's got this little plastic piece on top of his hat. I'll try to get it off. There we go. Just a little plastic cover to keep it from, I guess, bending and shipping or whatever. So, remove that and put his head back on if he popped off. The hat itself is actually glued on, which is a little weird, but I guess they figured it would be pretty easily lost if they didn't glue it in place, so that's probably why they did it. Articulation-wise, his head does move 360 degrees. He starts hitting his vest here, so a little bit limited articulation, and you may actually end up popping his head off. But it does spin 360 degrees. The shoulder articulation is the standard we've seen before. Same thing in the elbow, and the wrist is a standard swivel joint. Doesn't seem to have a rocker on it, just a swivel. Waist twist is present. Again, the flak vest does kind of limit some of his mobility there, but nothing major. Standard T-hook joints at the hips. Pretty good range of motion there. Double knee joints. And the swivel and rocker at the ankle. So, pretty cool. All in all, it's not a bad design. Pretty straightforward. Again, it's pretty much the same sculpt that we've had for all the other Wild Bill releases, just in a slightly different deco. It's the darker military style, which doesn't look bad on him, actually. And if you can see this, he does have the G.I. Joe symbol on his shoulder patch right there, which is a nice little thing, the new movie logo. And overall, just a really nice looking figure. It is kind of plain, but it's a pilot for a vehicle, so they traditionally don't go too overboard trying to do sculpting and crazy things like that. But all in all, the figure works really well. Again, I do wish he did come with his pistols, but I've got plenty of spare ones laying around, so I can always change those out myself. But overall, yeah, the dark color scheme here actually works pretty well for him. So I was able to actually get the hat to come off. It's on there pretty good, but there, just like that, it does pop off. So just wanted to give you a quick update on that the hat does actually remove. It's just on there pretty tight, so you kind of have to pull it from the back side. Seems to be the easiest, and it fits pretty nicely, and luckily does fit pretty snugly, and you're not going to knock it off too easily, as you can see here. But pull it from the back and it pops right off. So yeah, overall pretty cool. Quick size comparison. We've got the figure here. It is the 3 3/4 inch scale, or I guess it's closer to 4 inch scale. The vehicle itself, while small, is still fairly large in comparison to the figure. So you can see it is about 1.5 figures wide at the wing section, and about 1, 2, 3, almost 4 long. So all in all, pretty nice, really good size. So if he's standing here beside it, you can kind of see what it would look like there. Pretty nice size-wise. Pop the canopy open and slide the figure inside there and see how well he fits. Fits in there fairly easily, actually. Drop the canopy back down, and he's ready to go to rock and roll and go fight some cobras. Pretty cool looking, actually. So all in all, it's a really nice vehicle. It is not the Dragonfly of our youth, but it still works really well for what it is. It's a nice replacement for the traditional Dragonfly. Got a lot of nice little features. On the bottom here, it does have rotating gun turret. It's got a nice little hook here for rescue ops and things like that. Got the missiles on the side. Spinning rotor blades. I mean, it's all in all a really nice vehicle, to be honest with you. If it had its own attached string, it would pretty much be a really good replacement for the Dragonhawk. So it does only carry one figure, which is really the only downside that I see about it. But still, it looks nice. So yeah, overall, I would say if you can find one of these for a decent price, pick it up. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It is one of the smaller vehicles. Well, it's not the smallest vehicle, but it's I guess, mid-size in this line. So yeah, it works really well. I'm really happy with it. So. That's it for our review today. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, feel free to drop some comments down below. Subscribe to our channel, like us. Feel free to share it with others if you think it's worth sharing. Till next time, Yo Joe.